Fourth grade, now that you are done doing all the cutting and gluing and it's completely dry, this is something that you finished last week. I don't want anybody doing this step if you glued and cut today, because any glue getting on these markers will wreck them, and they are expensive. So please only be doing this if you finished last week and it's been drying for the whole 7 days. We're going to be using black and white, and the reason why we're not going to be using colors for this is because our project is already made up of lots of colors. So our job right now is to use contrasting colors, colors that are different, and colors that are different for everyone are black and white. Nobody has any black and nobody has any white anywhere on their project. So we are going to be using these to help outline shapes, so that way we can create a sense of boundary, so that way each individual shape will stand out on its own. Because if we hang these up in the hallway right now, some of the details are going to be pretty hard, and using the markers is going to allow us to add details that we don't currently have on our pictures, and it'll help tell people that this is the roof, this is the building. So we'll be able to do some things with these. To use the paint markers, before you start using them each class, what you'll need to do is you'll need to shake it. There's a little ball inside, and you want to shake it and maybe count to 20-30 seconds in your head. And what this is doing is the little ball inside is mixing up the paint, so that way it comes out of the tip better and you won't get any blobs or globs. So once you're done, you can go ahead and take the cap off, and right away nothing's going to happen. If you start writing, nothing's happening because the ink, the paint inside of the pen is still stuck. So what you need to do to activate it is you'll just push down gently, and we want to do it on the cardboard, and you'll dab it a few times, and eventually what this is doing is it's releasing the paint so that it starts flowing down towards the tip. And because these are brand new and nobody's ever used them, it will take a little bit longer for that paint to get activated onto the tip of your marker. If it's not working, go ahead and give it some more shakes. And we'll just push and hold for a second, and we can start seeing that the paint is coming. So once you start seeing dots and the tip is starting to turn white, that means that you are ready to go. You don't want to push too hard because you can snap the tip off. So once you start seeing the dots, you know that this is good to go. So how are you going to determine whether you're going to use white or black? The best advice that I can give you for this project is, if it's a light color, our yellows, our oranges, and our reds, we don't want to use the white because white is the lighter color. So you're going to want to use white on darker colors, your greens, your blues, your purples, because it's going to stand out more, a higher level of contrast. We'll use the black for the lighter colors. So if anything is yellow or even red or orange, those are going to be the things that we're going to want to use black. So again, we'll get both markers ready. Again, you just push and hold until you start seeing black come to the tip and on your cardboard. And you can start seeing the black, it's starting to come down. And we're good to go. So I always like to start with the smallest stuff first, and then we'll work our way towards the bigger stuff. So my smaller stuff is the windows. With paint markers, you need to go slower than you would with a Sharpie. You need to go slower than you would with a Crayola marker because you have to allow time for the paint to come from the storage part of the pen all the way to the tip. If you go too fast, it's just gonna dry out very, very, very fast. So you're gonna wanna take your time. You're going to outline everything, the windows and the doors, but don't worry about outlining around the bubble cup. Once you're done, please, 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 I know that every year teachers tell you to make sure you hear the click on the markers. These are way more important than hearing the click on the Crayolas or the Sharpies. Please, please, please make sure that these are going on tight. We definitely don't want these drying out. Once you're done with the doors and windows, then we can go ahead and move on to those smaller pieces that we worked on before you finish your project. Again, you can use black or white. The white is just gonna show up better on the darker colors and the black is gonna show up better on the lighter colors. But black is still darker than my blues and my purples. So black can work if you wanted to outline everything in black. For mine, I'm gonna switch it up because I want my house and my doors and windows to be different. So I'm gonna be done with black and I'm gonna choose to use white to outline all of my small details. So here's the best part about starting with your lightest color. I started outlining with white and it's really hard for me to see. So instead of continuing with white, I'm gonna switch it back to black. Once you finish your doors and windows and you finish your small details, you can go ahead and go around the entire house and of course on the hill, separating the hill from the sky. I was really hoping that the white would show up a lot better. So again, it's up to you if you like the white or if you're using darker colors than I am. I'm using a light blue, a turquoise, and yellow. So maybe you'll have better luck with the white. Otherwise, you can just keep using the black. Please remember, these are paint inside of the markers, so until they dry, just like regular paint, if you run your hand across it before it's dry, it will smear over everything. So try to work from the top down and go from the left to right. If you are right-handed, go from the top down, from the right to the left if you are left-handed, and it'll help you from smearing the paint marker all over. So next we can go around our entire building. Up on the rooftops, if you would like, you can add little U's to represent patterned shingles for the top of your roof. Or if you wanted on the roof, what we can do is we can do vertical lines and then horizontal lines to do square roofing. For your chimney, you can do the same thing. You can do a square pattern, but you can alternate so that you have a brick pattern so that they're not squares, they're rectangles. And for the siding of the house, we can just do horizontal lines. If you want to add siding, for the front of your house. Or if you want to do the same thing that you did with the chimney, if you don't have a chimney, maybe you want to have a brick house. So we would start by doing horizontal lines. And then to get the brick pattern, you would do a vertical line on every other one. So draw a line, skip, draw a line, skip, draw a line, skip, draw a line. You would just move over, do a line, skip, do a line, skip, do a line. So for the brick pattern, it's just vertical lines alternating every other step. Again, you don't have to do the siding, you don't have to do bricks, but it is a nice way to add some more detail to your project before you turn it in.